hello. Okay, what are you doing here?
Nothing. Nothing. Why? Does it look like I'm up to something? Laws, I knew it! You got me. I'm caught, aren't I?
What are you so worried about?
I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not my fault, okay?
Ooh.
Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? Everyone gets a little distracted now and then.
Calm down and tell me what happened.
They escaped, and before I could coax them back, they'd made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the common sewer sprats and exterminator mechanicals.
I can't guarantee anything, but I could look for them.
Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green. Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well, I still want their bodies. For science, of course.
Well, you seem surprised I'd help you.
I still am. After all, I'm a person of very little influence and only middling prospects. No one does favors for free. But I must say, I'm far too distressed to think critically about your suspiciously kind offer.
So what are the tunnels beneath Byzantium for?
Well, to maintain things, of course. Like big, humming machine things with gears. And pipes. Water pipes. Air pipes. All sorts of pipes. That's why they connect the city from the Acropolis district to here.
But why won't you go into tunnels yourself?
Everyone knows sewer sprats carry diseases. And the exterminator mechanicals have been known to fire on larger targets. Why they'd do that when they're only supposed to attack sprats, I've no idea. But there are rumors.
Rumors? Like what?
Some people say there are strange things in those tunnels. Assassins. A room full of murderous automechanicals. Monsters hungry for human flesh. A hidden bureaucratic purgatory where things and people are lost forever. Not that I place any stock in silly rumors, of course.
Well, I don't think they're rumors anymore. So, why are there exterminator mechanicals in the tunnels?
To deal with the sewer sprats, of course. They're quite the nuisance.
And, why are you so attached to these brats?
They're for my, research.
Out with it already.
Oh, very well. It's true. I do run studies on them at the lab, but I also have a special connection with them. See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. You must have seen the classic episodes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I forget, some parts of Halcyon are lacking in modern plumbing. Not to mention the latest in entertainment. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back.
So, your sprats. What are their names?
Not just names. They all have backstories, too.
Oh, you lonely,
There's
lonely
Lord
man.
Reginald Kim III, Lady Philippa Farnsworth, Vonda von Vermington, Haroon Greenlee, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, and Evelyn Ensley Okoye.
So, who are Lord Reginald and Lady Philippa?
Ah, she's the chief executive of Farnsworth Incorporated, and a fearless captain of industry. He's a mercurial shareholder. They're in a rather tumultuous marriage contract.
So, what's Vonda's story?
She's an ambitious shareholder in Farnsworth Incorporated who wants more than stock. Or does she? It's difficult to tell what exactly she's after, but she is trying to seduce both Lord Reginald and Lady Philippa.
I can see why a sad, lonely man like yourself would watch that then. I'm curious about Haroon Greenlee and Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, is what you said?
So is everyone. Haroon is a mysterious young man with amnesia. His backstory's still a work in progress. Iskander is Lady Philippa's trusty assistant. He's trying to seduce Vonda.
Oh, my brother. And, something, Evely Okoye?
She's a member of Farnsworth Incorporated's regulatory board. A wise woman with a sharp tongue and a heart of gold.
Okay. All right. Oh, my kidding. I don't need to hear about this.
Something else?
All right. Now, go get your sprats. But I gotta tell you, I don't... From the damage done over there, down there by those sprats... I do not believe they're gonna be in one piece. All right. All right, good deed coming. Ready? Oh, it's sleeping. I knew I saw one here. Come here. Yeah. Righty. I'm picking up something over here, guy. Oh, hello. Hello, little one. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't. There you go. Well, so far 2 are alive. So that's good for them. They must be intelligent little things if they basically escaped. These well, this one didn't. Poor little thing. Oh, this one may be... Well, hello. All right, so... They are clever little things, aren't they? Hello. Aha! You did hide. Good going, little thing. Oh, I'm getting a beep here, but... Alright. But we're going the wrong way. Well, hi. Ah, so we did it. And only one passed. I hope he's pleased, but he probably will mourn the loss of one of them, whatever the hell their names are. Hello, you strange, weird little man.
Any luck finding my sprats?
I have them all.
Truly? Why, this is marvelous! Oh, dear, it looks like some of my darlings have suffered violent misfortune. Nevertheless, it's good to have them back. Thank you for your help. I'm afraid I can't spare much, but I hope you'll accept this. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
What's crackalackin', everybody? It's JT the OCG, and now we are going to see if we can commit perjury. Sure, Group Satellite Office. on the planet Monarch.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
Guess so. But first, we have to go see Eva Charrand.
Spacer's choice. It's not the best choice, it's the Spacer's choice.
Oh. She's across the bridge.
Remember that stranger I saw?
Rizzo's Purpleberry Fudge.
I'm afraid I can't come down anymore, my good man. I'd have to request a cab.
Do.
All right, how does this sound?
What was it like being one of them top runners?
Hey, my parents and their gold-shitting friends are top rungers, not me.
It wouldn't shock me if those fluffed up hull heads actually did pass gold.
They've got pills for that. And that's not even the weirdest thing I've seen.
It ain't? Well, now you've got my interest.
Not mine. I'd rather not worry about it. Oh, so it was right next door. Hello. Very nice foyer. Dun 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 dun. Well, let's not steal all her stuff, okay?
This reminds me of... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I know. Your parents. Interesting. These doors don't work. Wow. Hello. Eva Chartland, this is the one. Logs. Cascadia, compromised? I received a message that an unauthorized user was looking through the files in my Cascadia terminal. Maybe some marauder with 2 firing brain cells. Maybe not. Ooh. Hope whomever, it should be whomever, not whoever, right? I hope whomever it is. Yeah, it should be whomever. Understands the sacrifices made on Monarch and HRS 1084 serve as a higher purpose. One day when we all have attained a new state of being, humanity may forgive my sins. Haha. Okay. HRS 1084. Could HRS 1084 have been jeopardized as well? If the project is under attack, it falls to me to defend it. There are too few of us left. My worst suspicions are confirmed. HRS 1084 was ransacked. Who knows what became of the suspension tanks? My team. As usual, my handlers on the board are no help. Until I deliver results they can replicate, package, and disperse to the general population, they desire only silence and obedience from the likes of me. Doubtless there is a connection to be drawn to the hooligans. Hey! I like that, hooligan. I'm a hooligan who accessed my Monarch notes. The project demands that I protect every research asset with my life. Now the time has come to fulfill that promise. Yet another relocation. Circumstances were hardly optimal at the primary and secondary labs. Political instability pulled Cascadia out from under me, and some combination of cabin fever and paranoia soured HRS 1084. Perhaps my home in steadfast Byzantium will offer the retreat I need. Though I miss working alongside colleagues, I know that I hardly deserve the ones I so enjoyed, the ones I lost. The work continues in isolation and loneliness, perhaps as it should. The first extraterrestrials? Ever since our species became aware of itself, we imposed our superiority on the worlds we touched. Colonialism worked, for a time, but our oldest trick didn't work in Halcyon, did it? Now we are the ones who must bow to a force greater than ourselves. We are the ones who must adapt. Update. Wine makes me too introspective. Perhaps I'll balance it out with vodka. Okay. Laboratory access. Unseal entrance.
Something on your mind?
What's up?
Okay. I have an uneasy feeling. All right, let's gear up. Actually, no. No, I don't want to be perceived as a threat. Not yet. Not yet. Not until we determine what's going on.
That's top-of-the-line equipment. Better than most hospitals, even.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
Lily Hagen sent me to kill you.
If anyone ever tries to off me, I hope they do it with the same professional courtesy.
Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen.
Why would the board want you dead?
To keep me quiet. But if you didn't know that, I'm guessing they didn't send you.
The effort they put into killing their own people. They ought to redirect that toward, I don't know, actually helping out once in a while.
I always
agree,
assumed they would put a
Marioka.
bullet in my head one of these days. I don't know anyone named Hagen.
Lilia runs Sublate Savage on Groundbreaker. Good boss, bit of a live wire.
This is utter nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker.
Well, you've been to Cascadia in Station 1084. I know all your dirty secrets.
What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks.
Sublate took over the lab. Your human aquariums are probably just office decor.
Small consolation. My team, the finest minds of their generation, reduced to salvage.
What were they trying to prove by experimenting on themselves?
We were trying to prove that the colony could survive the crisis bearing down on us.
Crisis? What crisis?
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving.
I knew it. Do you always have corporate guards in your home?
It seems I have you to thank for my current house guests.
But, okay, so this is startling, but it doesn't explain the research I found.
The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have.
Hold on. What about the aliens?
Look around. We're the only intelligent aliens in Halcyon.
Well, adaptation didn't save your research team.
Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough.
You burned through a lot of valuable scientists to arrive at zero solutions.
I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong. no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
Isn't Cornelius Vanderbilt one of the assault cruisers patrolling in Halcyon?
It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Imagine losing something with that many guns on it.
That ain't a shock. Board folks will lie to their own mothers if it preserves their paychecks.
But it also
The board
means
is
that we can
uneasy
do
about
something
letting the
good
colony
here.
know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace.
Yeah, half of their military force. We might be able to do something here. So Lilia sent me after a conspiracy, but it looks like I found a cover-up instead.
I'd prefer if you didn't use my name when you talk about this. My contract has a list of very terrible consequences for breaking secrecy.
The board wants to adapt the entire population to Halcyon?
Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
Knowing what the board considers a success, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
Fuck that. People are people, and ought to stay the way they were born. They start trying to tinker with my blood, I'll bury them.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying.
Well, I agree with both Ellie and Nyoka here. So enough talk. Where do we go from here?
You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table. Please don't. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
What do you think, Ellie?
I try not to, least when it comes to the moral dilemmas. Lilia Hagen's a useful ally to have, but I'll back you up either way.
I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I leave it in your hands.
Nyoka? What would you do in my shoes?
Look, cold-blooded murder ain't easy on my spirits. But this, all this research, all these experiments, it's wrong. It's all void damn wrong.
Everything I did was for the good of the colony. Consider that.
There is a third option. You know Phineas Wells. If you work with him, I'll spare you.
The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander?
So there really is no alien conspiracy?
Alien conspiracy? No. What, did you hit your head on your way in or something? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
What if I give you 2,635 reasons?
That'll do, sucker. Now move along. The doc has a lot of work ahead of her. Tidying up and such.
Alright.
Got my sights on you.
Good. Pages and pages of Dr. Chartman's research cover the wall. I can't understand most. Nucleon twining, hybrid transportation, morphology synthesis of ultravita contamination. S. I've included my research for your review, but here's the brass tacks. Homo sapiens, humanity as we know it, cannot survive in Halcyon. Something went wrong with the terraforming. We can't eat the native plants, and the ones we brought with us adapt more to the Halcyon system than anyone has seen before. Every meal we eat, our bodies fail to absorb vital nutrients. The waves of sickness and population decline affecting the townships, they're all symptoms of this one problem. We're starving. Maybe the lab coats on the Hope could have figured this out. Well, I'm not one of those lab coats. Maybe if we're still in contact with Earth, we'd have other options, but wishing doesn't fill the balance sheet. The only solution I see, the only chance, is if we transform humanity to become Halcyon natives. Say farewell to Homo sapiens. Our future is Homo Halcyonis. My team is gone now. Even Lore. Send any lab coats or workers with a chimerical bent my way. I can't use any of these sawbones you sent me. They're not chimeras, and most are too hull-headed to train. I need time to get this right, S. By the architect, I swear I'll do it for the colony and for my team.
Nope. No, no, no. Changing humans ain't right.
I know.
I've had patients ask for some pretty bizarre procedures, but this takes the cake.
It does.
Guess I wouldn't want to tell any.
To be honest, I'm surprised more ships don't go missing. Space is fucking huge.
It is. Wait. Okay, so layman. Citizen Chartman, the Aster is on Earth, director of a cruiser dedicated to preserving prosperity and peace of Halcyon's government, not your personal messaging service. You will stop abusing your access to alpha band transmissions, or I'll be forced to request an immediate performance evaluation. That won't go well for you. When the Cornelius Vanderbilt checks in, we will inform the board. If your board supervisor feels the lab needs to know, they will inform you. You are to have no further contact with the Aster or outside of proper channels. Vanderbilt was supposed to reach Earth months ago. Huh. Skip drone confirming their passage.
Hey.
Hello. I'm glad I didn't have to kill you. Dr. Lorelei Fail. Alive, life-size, minimal. Subject will need medical treatments beyond our current understanding before any attempted extraction is made. You should have let me go, Lore. I drew the short straw. It was my turn. I don't think I'm strong enough to go on without you. I'll never stop searching for a way to bring you back. If I fail, may the architect anoint your place in the equation. Ava. It certainly is a moral dilemma, as much as exactly how Marilyn stated. But I can't fault her. I mean, she's trying to do right. Alright, Dr. Shartman.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
If not, I'll get him. I'm not sure I want to give her all the information. Hello, jackass.
I must admit, I'm getting a certain thrill out of our little arrangement. If this goes well, perhaps I'll start hiring wandering delinquents to handle all of my affairs. It is going well, I hope.
Ooh. Oh boy, moral dilemmas up the wazoo here. No, even as somebody as vapid and narcissistic and sociopathic as this individual, there is perhaps a slight chance for her redemption. If we tell her, maybe. Well, It turns out the early retirement isn't much of a life of luxury, as it is a brutal execution.
What? You mean it's just a sham they perpetuate so they can dispose of the rabble? That's brilliant.
Oh,
To
God.
take the most burdensome members of our society and simply remove them. Oh, I'll never doubt the wisdom of the board again. Why, I had no reason to be envious at all. What a relief.
You know what? I really should have expected this reaction.
And how else would I react? A vagrant such as yourself couldn't possibly appreciate the emotional burden this news has lifted from my shoulders. But regardless of your ignorance, I promised you a fee for your services, so a fee you shall have.
My sizable fee, you mean? Unless you want to see what early retirement is like, after all.
No, that's all right. Sizable fee it is. My, you're really quite primal, aren't you? Fascinating. In any event, while I'm deeply grateful for the peace of mind you've brought me, I will need some solitude to fully bask in it. So if there's nothing further...
Bye.
I ever tell you about this one patient? One had her eyebrows moved up and the tip of her nose raised.
What? Why? Was she trying to disguise herself? She on the run or something?
So she'd always be looking down on everyone.
You are making that up.
Making stuff up is work. This is real.
We just met somebody, Nyoka, that probably would want that procedure. Ugh. Ugh. I'll tell you. Ellie, maybe it's your influence, but boy. That was, I was so close. But then again...
Is Mayfield still drinking?
Where is that house? Where is that post office?
Spacer's Choice, Zero G Brew.
But, yeah, Ellie, your influence or not, I was really tempted. But then again, there's no mechanicals there,
My
so...
dear fellow, you've no idea how our production
Where
suffers.
is...
Why, the loaf.
Oh, of course. Greetings and salutations.
How may I be of assistance?
Do you have a parcel waiting for Clarke, Minister Clarke?
We do, in fact, have a parcel here for a Mr. Clarke, Minister.
Well, I'm here to pick up the Minister's parcel.
You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcel Service Team. That means you'll have to sign a release form.
Well, that's ridiculous.
You're welcome to lodge a complaint in our suggestion box. Actually, no. We're still waiting on our delivery of a new suggestion box.
What's your name?
Why do you need to know?
I think Minister Clarke Minister deserves to know the name of the worker who disappointed them.
You know, that is an absolutely sound and sensible line of reasoning, and I see your point clear as day. Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clarke, Minister. Law speed.
Law speed. Whew. Okay. Greetings, Sentinel.
There's nothing to see here. Move along.
Chasing us off already? This feels familiar.
Ma'am, please don't cause a scene.
I want you to know I'm holding back for your sake.
Do you have any actual business here, or...
Delivery for the
Yeah.
Minister.
Let's see it.
I got this parcel right here.
Looks like your papers are in order. All right. Go on through.
Thanks for your time, Sentinel. Package for the Minister, package for the Minister.
How did you get in here?
Well, hello. Are you Clarke, Minister?
You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony, huh? Small room for a big shot.
If this is about another aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more.
What are you talking about?
Slowly and loudly, Aloysius. That's the only way these morons understand anything.
Oh, boy.
I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself.
Calm down. Just here to ask you some questions.
Then you're not part of Rockwell's PR team. That means you're a dissident? A real live dissident? But what are you doing here? And how did you get in?
Wait, you think I'm a dissident?
My friend, the slightest demonstration of independent thought or action renders one a dissident in the board's rather expansive definition of the term. Which is why I'm dying to know what brought you here.
I'm looking for dimethyl sulfoxide.
Drugs, of course. What else? Why did I get my hopes up? Back to idiot speak. I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending machine or a purveyor of curative goods.
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this guy is definitely not.
Will that be all, then?
They're not drugs, they're chemicals, and if you haven't been ordering them, who has?
Process of elimination. The only other person with access? Of course, of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way.
You better start making sense real fast.
Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years. I've long suspected him of transacting business in my name. But this proves it.
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and energizing ointment.
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Ellie, energizing ointment. No, I'm gonna have to find some of that. Wait. Sure, like I'm gonna trust a gibbering lunatic.
Would you sooner trust an avaricious, mendacious profiteer? Or his horde of toadies and fools, perhaps? I am trying to help you. And here, you're going to need all the help you can get. Now. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top. If we're set on fixing Halcyon, that's as good a place as any to start.
Exactly. And fix it we must.
We really gonna do this? Getting involved is a messy business, and it rarely pays.
This is about more than bits. This is about the survival of the colony. If you don't help, who will? Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter.
You seem a little too excited by all this.
We're discussing industrial espionage, legal redress, the possible salvation of Halcyon. Is this not exhilarating? Also, this is the longest conversation I've had with someone else in quite some time.
Well, you're a pompous vapid ass, but you have some altruism in there. Behind those shallow eyes. At any rate, I'm glad to have someone else on my side.
I dearly hope I'm not imagining this. Now, we've got to get into the HHC. That's in the Acropolis district, along with the other major corporate and government facilities. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons.
So once I get into the Acropolis district, what then?
When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are.
How did you manage to hang on to your access card?
The board's lackeys are none too bright. I simply claimed I'd lost it and hid it somewhere no one would think to look.
Ew.
I merely hid it in a book. No one reads anything longer than a few pages around here.
Yeah.
There are a few advantages to dealing with imbeciles.
Stop with the arrogance, please. You're in no position to be arrogant. Well, thanks for your help, at least.
Wait. Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening here.
Well, what's on the cartridge?
What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more, all exposing the corruption and mismanagement plaguing Halcyon. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
You're awful trusting for a guy who's been locked in his own house for years.
The Earth Directorate is our best hope. Even Rockwell's resources are no match. And it is hardly in their interest to let Halcyon crash.
How long will that take?
Depending on the nature of their response, months at least, perhaps years. Organizing and sending personnel all the way out here is no mean feat.
Well, it's something.
And now I entrust it to you. Good luck, and trust no one in the Acropolis District. What a pleasure. I haven't had this much company in quite some time. I dearly hope I'm not imagining this.
What? Oh, I brought you something from HPS, by the way.
How delightful. What is it?
It's a parcel.
The latest issue of Dissident Hunter. I've been waiting for this. Most of what passes for entertainment here is appalling.
What's your thing with dissidents and Dissident Hunter, anyway?
Are you telling me you haven't read one? They're fabulously entertaining. Also, they're a surprisingly useful means of ascertaining what's going on in the broader colony. The board's most pressing grievances tend to feature heavily as the problem of the week. Sometimes it's factory strikes, other times it's dissenters.
So what exactly do you do here under house arrest?
Why, I do all the work no one else wants to do. I write reports no one ever reads, monitor colony statistics that no one pays attention to. When I'm not being conscripted to perform in the chairman's propaganda, of course.
Well, take heart. You're doing what you can.
That's what I tell myself, but it can be rather dispiriting. Halcyon is headed for a collapse, and no one seems inclined to do anything about it.
Headed for? Monarch's already there. And from what I've seen, the rest of you ain't far behind.
A cautionary tale, isn't it? Too bad Monarch's been relegated to aetherwave fodder for a dozen sensationalist serials.
So, let's get this straight. The chairman is keeping you here under house arrest?
Haven't you heard? Chairman Rockwell and I are on a goodwill tour of the colony as we speak.
Seriously, what's stopping you from leaving?
Aside from battalions of UDL security forces, most of Halcyon knows my name and face, so I could hardly evade Rockwell for long. Besides, remaining close has allowed me to learn just how wrong things have gone around here.
Ah, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And this means all the news about you and Rockwell working together is fake.
Aside from battalions of UDL security forces, most of Halcyon knows my name and... Besides, except for the bit about my suddenly coming down with stomach flu last year. That truly happened.
Why would Rockwell do this to you?
Probably because I've no interest in being his puppet. My predecessor was content to serve as Rockwell's lapdog. When he saw I meant to oppose him, he made sure I'd have little opportunity to.
It's too bad you're stuck here.
It's quite all right. I've got every back issue of Dissident Hunter to keep me company.
I'll leave you be, and I'll keep you updated. Ah, it's a shame. Well, seems like he was upset. Light reading on the book. I'm actually surprised that this Minister Clarke